Leader 1 is ready for some more aerial combat with this month's Patreon pick, Warbirds for your Atari Lynx. So let's go ahead and take Warbirds, pop it in my Atari Lynx, and see how it holds up today. Let's go to the game. Warbirds was published by Atari and carries a copyright year of 1991. The programming was headed by Rob Zadibble, who also worked on Pigs in Space for the 2600, which I reviewed in episode 302. I'll put a link to that review in the description below. The manual opens with the following. Aerial Armageddon. It's World War I, and you are the newest pilot in the Army Air Force. Your eyes almost bug out as you are led to your aeroplane, an awesome biplane fresh from the factory. You look with amazement at the twin front-mounted rapid-fire machine guns. You hear the crackling of the guns, the rip of the hit, and the screaming whine of the crashing enemy plane. The time has come to put your training to the test, to find out what you're really made of. It's time to join the Warbirds. Warbirds is a biplane battle simulator for 1 to 4 players via Comlink's cables. For the controls, the D-pad uses standard flight controlling, where pressing up descends and down ascends. Pressing A fires your machine guns, and using the D-pad with the B button looks around. Pressing up and B looks at your gauges, showing you your speed, altitude, direction, squadron, ammo count, and oil gauge. The oil gauge acts as a default life meter. As you are hit, you lose oil pressure. If the arrow enters the red zone, you're in trouble. The option 1 button is used to turn on and off your engines, although you always start a match already flying with the engines on. Before playing, you need to select options for the matches. You can select the amount of ammo you carry, anywhere from 200 rounds to unlimited ammo. You can also select what kind of damage you will take, from unlimited damage, minimal damage, tournament damage, where damage increases the closer a shot is to the cockpit, and critical damage, where a single well-placed shot can destroy you. Except for unlimited damage, whatever damage you select will also apply to your computer opponent. You can also decide if you want to have collisions or no collisions. I suggest choosing no collisions. You can also choose whether you have 1, 2, 3, or unlimited lives per match, and at the start of the match, whether you have a dueling start, where you're going to go face-to-face with one of your opponents, or a random start, where you and your opponent are randomly placed in the air. There are also 2 modes of play, Flight Simulator and Arcade Mode. In the Flight Simulator mode, your plane will react like it would in World War I. During this time, a lot of biplanes used rotary motors, meaning that if you turned with the motor, you would have an easier time than if you turned against it. This means you can roll to your right a whole lot quicker than you can roll to your left. In the arcade mode, this does not take effect. After selecting your options, you can go to the mission screen and select which kind of game you want to play. Milk Run is an easier one-on-one mission. Double Team is similar to Milk Run, except now you have 2 opponents to face. Red Baron is one-on-one, but you're facing a tough opponent. In Paths to Glory, you have to take on 3 planes. However, these guys are not that difficult to take on. In Pair of Aces, you have to take on 2 top-notch pilots, and the Swarm puts you against 3 tough opponents. If you select limited ammo and run out of ammunition during the match, you can land to get more ammo. First, you must find your barn hangar. In multiplayer matches, each barn has a different color, assigned to your squadron as shown in the manual. After finding your barn, you need to fly down towards it. You need to make sure that your airspeed is less than half of the maximum. You also have to be level. As you get close to the ground, you need to shut off your engine. When you're really close to your hangar, you need to press the option 2 button. If you do everything just right, you will get a landing animation. However, while you're landed, the enemy can still attack you. Once you are resupplied, you will be automatically put back in the air. After the match, you will get a ranking, depending on how many matches in a row you have won. Graphically speaking, although the terrain is pretty basic, I enjoyed the overall look of the game, including the adorable landing sequence and the post-match photos. Sound and music-wise, the game has some solid pre- and post-match music, as well as a nice machine gun sound. Family-friendly-wise, the game would most likely get either an E for Everyone rating or an E10 up rating due to mild animated violence if it was released today. Currently at PriceCharting.com, the game has a value of $18 loose, $19 complete, and $47 new. So what did I think of Warbirds on the Atari Lynx? This is a simple yet fun game. There is a learning curve, especially with learning how turning on and off the engine can be used to outmaneuver your opponent. The opponents can be tough, but thankfully there are multiple match options. And landing is a pain, but again, all you need to do is give yourself unlimited ammo and you don't have to worry about that. Also, it's games like this that make me wish I could find multiple Lynx owners to try out the multiplayer mode. If I had any complaints, it would be the lack of a mission mode, where you constantly try to progress further and further. Something like what Blue Lightning offered, a game I recently reviewed in episode 570. I'll put a link to that review in the description also. But overall, I enjoyed my time with Warbirds and could easily play it more in the future. So where am I going to rank Warbirds? Actually, it's going to be really close to Blue Lightning at 3. And even though Blue Lightning offers the missions, I like the dogfight style and being able to move in all directions in Warbirds more. So out of the 7 games I'm now ranked for the Atari Lynx, Warbirds is facing the Red Baron at the 3 position. Warbirds offers some fun biplane battling on the Atari Lynx, but that's just my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me both on the Facebook and the Twitter. Click the bell so you don't miss any future videos. And sign up at patreon.com/nosweargamer, just like Ellis Greger, David F., and Benjamin F. did, who voted for today's game, to support the show and gain access to exclusive perks. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care, especially when facing the Red Baron. Now, if you'll excuse me, for some reason I have a desire to bake a frozen pizza and watch some old Snoopy cartoons.